I hope you all had a good Diwali and some well-earned rest. We're back at work, and this evening I have a story that is extremely worrisome if you, your family members consume anything on Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp. And yes, the irony is not lost on me. Chances are you have barely heard of Facebook's leaked internal documents that were shared by whistleblower Frances Haugen and relate to India. Remember, she was a former product manager at Facebook. 17 US news publications have been combing through tens of thousands of internal documents, and almost every organization has concluded that the most shocking details are about India, about how Facebook in India has been selective in curbing hate speech and misinformation. It is news everywhere except in India. We're going to change that with this video. My name is Anupa Bhosle, and I have no qualms in saying that this is 100% worthy of your time and attention. In fact, I'd go further and say something I normally don't. Please like this video, please share this video, please comment, please ask us for questions, clarifications, so that we get guidance on what you're looking for, but also that this stunner of revelations shows up in more feeds. Now, the biggest revelation comes from a leaked document on an internal research project. In February of 2019, a Facebook researcher created a dummy account as a person from Kerala. They wanted to gauge what would a new user see on their feed if they followed all the recommendations that are generated by the algorithm. So which videos to watch, which groups to join, etc. The experiment lasted 3 weeks, during which time the Pulwama attack took place in Kashmir. At the end, the researcher compiled everything and gave their inputs. They were shocked by the content that flooded their feed, and I'm quoting them now. A near constant barrage of polarizing nationalist content, misinformation, violence and gore, unquote. Groups recommended by Facebook went from benign to those rampant with fake news, anti-Pakistan rhetoric and Islamophobic content. And all these groups had tens of thousands of followers. Most of the content on them was extremely graphic. The researcher wrote, and I'm quoting them again, "Following this test user's newsfeed, I've seen more images of dead people in the past 3 weeks than I've seen in my entire life total," unquote. There were other findings. The Wall Street Journal reported on an internal Facebook report that found a 300% spike in inflammatory content in the months following December 2019. Another report from earlier this year pointed at the Bajrang Dal for using WhatsApp to quote-unquote organize and incite violence. Employees, in fact, considered designating this group as a dangerous group and recommended it be taken down. And remember, this is not a first. In December 2020, a Wall Street investigation found that Facebook may have refused to ban Bajrang Dal because it was afraid for the physical safety of its India offices and staff. The allegations against its former policy chief, Anki Das, may already be known to you. She intervened to make sure action was not taken against political leaders, claiming it would hurt Facebook's interest in the country. And these included leaders like T. Raja Singh, Kapil Mishra, Anant Kumar Hegde, among others. They continue to use the platform, but Facebook did take down some of their posts after the Wall Street Journal published its report. Facebook staff flagged these accounts for fitting what are the company's dangerous individuals and organizations policy and recommended that action be taken against them. Just a little bit that actually doesn't get reported very often. Facebook's internal documents show that India has been designated as a tier 1 country, meaning it is at the highest risk of societal violence alongside Myanmar, Sri Lanka and Pakistan. The documents have identified Hindi and Bengali languages as priorities for quote-unquote automation on violating hostile speech. What is the social media giant doing to solve all of this? Well, most of the problematic content was never flagged or actioned since Facebook lacked hate detecting algorithms called classifiers and moderators in those languages. Facebook has responded to these claims. AP has a statement from the company saying that they're increasingly investing in technology to find hate speech in various languages, including Hindi and Bengali, which has reduced the amount of hate speech that people see by half in 2021. Just a few caveats here which you must consider. The hate detecting algorithms were introduced in 2019. Internal documents from this year show the ones for Hindi and Bengali are close to inefficient. Most Indian languages don't have similar classifiers. Regarding the bit on Facebook's increased investment, 87% of Facebook's total time spent on identifying misinformation is allocated to the US, which makes for only 10% of their daily users. India, which is Facebook's biggest user base with over 700 million users if you count WhatsApp as well, gets some portion of the remaining 13% of the time according to New York Times. Finally, Facebook's algorithms are designed to keep you on the platform for as long as possible, even if that means pushing fear and hate. There are internal documents seen by MIT Tech Review which show that when a product tweak to crack down on hate decreases engagement, Facebook chooses to not implement it. I'll stop here for today. There are more details in the internal documents. Drop us a comment if you'd like a part 2 or a clarification on any of the things that I've mentioned above. Share this video and like it, and do press the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. I know it seems like a bit of a cliche, but it really is a big step that helps a small channel like ours gain more ground. If you've been watching, I'll see you soon.